Tonight at 10, we're fighting the odds against COVID-19. People across the tri-state working to stay healthy this week as they get ready to celebrate Easter Sunday while keeping a safe distance from friends and family. However, more people are still getting sick. Authorities and healthcare workers are even taking extra measures to keep communities safe through efforts like isolation and curfews, but those numbers continue to grow. In Indiana, at least 6,200 people are sick, with Warwick and Vandenberg counties seeing the brunt of those cases in the tri-states. Pike County remains the only spot where nobody has tested positive so far. In Illinois, more than 16,000 people infected, with a majority of those cases popping up in the Chicago area. In the tri-state part of Illinois, at least 8 people have gotten sick, with reconfirmed cases in Saline County. We're also learning tonight that the first infected patient in Saline County has in fact recovered. In Kentucky, cases passing 1,400, with Davis, Hopkins, and Muhlenberg counties all taking a hit this week. At least 2 people have died in Hopkins County, and they're reporting 4 new cases tonight. Now, Hopkins County is one of those spots with a curfew in place to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Aaron Huber has been braving the conditions and visiting some of the hardest hit areas in our region. He joins us live tonight from Madisonville with more. Aaron.
Matt, tonight it's really the numbers that are telling the story. As cases climb here in Hopkins County to near the 80 mark, we're learning that 54 of them, those COVID-19 diagnoses, have come from that revival that was in Dawson Springs. This, as we're learning tonight, of 2 additional deaths here in the county.
Tonight, 2 more tri-state families in mourning. As COVID-19 numbers surge overnight, Hopkins County announces 2 new deaths from coronavirus.
And we send our condolences out to these 2 families. That does make the total deaths in Hopkins County to be 6 at this time.
Across the Ohio, the spread continues as those living in Indiana take personal measures for protection.
There's a lot of traffic going around through Evansville, and we like to get a lot of our physical activity in and roller skate as we are today. And so it's a bit of a concern, so that way we can keep our masks on.
And continue to look to the days ahead.
I think it's a pretty big thing. Looking forward, we should look for a day where we won't have to wear masks, of course. But also with this, it comes a lot of more medical practice or more sanitization practices that I think we should adapt to our everyday lives.
Perry County tonight, now facing its own growing pressure with its first 3 cases of COVID-19.
And Mac, beyond the total of cases and deaths, some other startling numbers. Last week, over 1,000 people applied for unemployment in Kentucky. That brings the total to 300,000 that are now without a job across the state. Aaron Huber, 44 News.
The coronavirus pandemic has hit Kentucky especially hard this week, with more people, even medical workers, testing positive and counties putting curfews in place to help prevent the spread. Joining me now is Kentucky State Police Trooper Corey King in the Bluegrass tonight. Now, Mr. King, can you tell me whether any troopers have tested positive for COVID-19?
To my knowledge, no. And I'm speaking just locally, but to my knowledge, we have not, which is so far a blessing in itself.
Well, I've read different reports this week from other parts of the country indicating that fewer drivers are on the roads right now, and state police are seeing a spike in more people speeding. Are you seeing this problem at all in Kentucky right now?
I'm unaware of that. I can just speak locally through our 6-county region. It has not seemed to be an uptick of any type of wrecks or perhaps speeders. It actually seems like there's less people on the roads, which is a good thing. And I do highly recommend anyone who does on any of your major corridors, if you find yourself doing essential travel, do it safely. You still got to wear your seatbelt, still slow down to ensure you're doing the speeds, but more importantly, make sure we do it safely, because we all have to get to that destination where we need to go.
How are Kentucky State Police enforcing social distancing guidelines when they see groups of people together? Would troopers ever go so far as to arrest someone for not following those recommendations?
I'm not aware of that. I'm not sure what other states are doing, but I have not seen any guidance on that. Obviously, if we receive complaints of maybe perhaps a gathering, a party or something like that, and troopers have to respond, we would obviously echo what the CDC recommends. Highly encourage those to stay apart at least 6 or greater feet and go from it needs to be taken. However, we have not run across any of those problems. Everyone's doing a fabulous job with that, and kudos to everyone involved and who is suffering the same with this. It's more than us. It's bigger than us. There are so many people who are relying on us to ensure to lessen the spread of COVID.
And on a personal level, how has the coronavirus affected you at work and at home? What kind of feeling is it to hear that more Kentuckians are testing positive every day?
Well, coast to coast, I think our state has done a fabulous job at getting out in front of this. Locally, where I'm at, I hasn't seen so much of a change other than a lot of people are working from home, which is a good thing. We still continue our mission, and all in all, the troopers are just taking that extra precaution as everyone else has as well. And it's all in itself, I think spirits are high, and we hope to get through this in a very short time.
All right, Trooper King, it's always a pleasure. We appreciate your time and everything you're doing to keep us safe. And please stay with 44 News on air and online as we continue to watch this pandemic as it grows across the region. You can also follow us on social media or download the 44 News app to your smartphone or tablet. And the Indiana Department of Health is working on another testing site. The group set up a drive-through testing spot for first responders and other healthcare workers. Healthcare providers say they're seeing a spike in those requests, and they believe the worst has yet to come. At this point, experts say they're concerned about the accuracy of some of those results.
If someone tests very early, there may not be enough of the virus in the respiratory tract, thus yielding potentially a false negative.
Meantime, in Owensboro, health officials are trying another type of testing to get their results. A record number of people across the tri-state are applying for unemployment benefits. As business owners are forced to close, most of them are concerned whether they'll be able to make it. Employees and business owners say they're fearing the worst and they're not sure how they'll be able to pay their bills and then bounce back.
We're trying to do our best. It's been very difficult. We had to adjust.
I am prioritizing what absolutely has to be taken care of against what maybe can wait a little bit.
And now we miss our customers. Without them, we wouldn't be here. We'll try to survive like everybody else.
And many of these business owners say they're finding different ways to earn some money. Your stimulus check is on the way. That's the message this week from lawmakers. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says most Americans will receive their stimulus check by April 17th. If you filed your income taxes in 2018 or 2019 and provided your direct deposit information to the IRS, your check will likely hit your bank account by the 14th. If not, your paper check will be mailed to you by the 24th. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell pleads with Democrats to approve more money for coronavirus relief. Democrats have objected to the measure that would add as much as $250 billion in more money to those small businesses. The Kentucky senator says he's surprised that Democrats aren't following through.
$100 billion in loans have already been committed. That is 30% of the total funding spoken for in just the first few days. Actually, that's very good news. It means this job-saving program is attractive to small business. Employers can access it. But it also means we need more funding, and we need it fast.
And Democrats have argued the measure does not include enough funding for businesses located in certain spots. More than 100,000 Kentuckians filed for unemployment last week, and that number is expected to jump as Baptist Health announces furloughs. The medical group says they plan to move some of their workers to different spots, and executives are taking pay cuts. Tonight on CBS 44 News at 10, a tri-state teacher lending a helping hand to those who are risking their lives every day, how he's giving back to his community. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Cameron Hoffman with your 44 forecast. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Mac. Yeah, that MetroCam shot shaking out there at this hour, and we're going to continue to see a pretty windy evening ahead as winds are expected to gust as high as 15 to about 30 miles per hour as temperatures continue to fall. It is windy, it is cool, and we are headed for temperatures possibly as low as the freezing mark overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now, we will see more of in the forecast moving ahead, unfortunately, is more rain. After we saw our fair share of that yesterday, we were really hoping for drier weather. It will be a rainy weekend ahead, primarily for your Easter holiday. 47 degrees, that's our current temperature. Our current wind speed, 16 miles per hour. But again, wind gusts this evening up around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures throughout the rest of the tri-state, those upper 40s and low 50s, 52 in Owensboro, 51 in Madisonville. As you step out the door early tomorrow morning, maybe don't. Maybe just stay indoors. It's going to be a chilly one, 35 degrees, your morning low temperature. Fortunately, we're back up to 41 by 9. I'll let you know how much warmer we'll be getting tomorrow, and we'll talk about those rain chances for Easter coming up.